you should know that Iran has threatened to boycott the World Cup next year because of something the US just did. The US has actually refused to give the Iranian football team visas to play in the World Cup. And Iran actually doubled down on why they've done this, and they said it's, quote, unrelated to the sport. Basically, they're telling the world that they just don't like the US. However, you need to know that this comes just a week after the US refused to issue a visa for the head of the Iranian Football Federation, so he couldn't visit the US to talk about the World Cup. Obviously, at the moment, Iranians, if you don't know, aren't allowed to visit the US. That's mainly due to the US President Trump thinking they're all terrorists. But there was meant to be an exception to that, an exception for national sporting events like the World Cup, for example. But it seems that the US President Trump just doesn't care about that. In fact, this isn't the first time that he's threatened to not issue visas to the Iranian team. He's signaled many times before that he's not going to let them play. Now, as the World Cup is also being hosted in Mexico and Canada, as well as the US next year, it's very possible that Iran could get around this. Iran would simply just play their football games outside of the US in the other two countries. But out of principle, because the US is the main country out of those three, Iran is just going to boycott it. You should know though that FIFA has said they're trying to get around this, and they're trying to find a solution not only for the Iranian team, but also for Iranian fans that want to come and watch the football. However, it is still up to the US President Trump at the end of the day, and if he says no, then, well, that's what it's going to be. I'll keep you updated so you can leave me a follow for some more global news like this.